A national service is 1 year mandatory program. Ubia university and as a tertiary institution biano it go through. It was established in 1973, and I think that the objective was to give fresh graduates the opportunity. So that they are various institutions, whether private or public, na all more to me. And yeah, you friend experience. I had opportunity to do my national service at a particular institution. In fact, in a hospital. It was great. I learned a lot of things. You had a chance to do your national service at a particular institution. Now, given when you are in the university, vacations are just around 3 to 4 months. When say dey nya adaje, when say dey nya bre ensua ade bebre, enya suahunu bebre. And usually these places are na yekono. Could be 1 month, 1 week, so you don't really get the quality of time to get the particular experience. Angazangasa, national service there, and at the end of the day, you have to serve your country because right? The country has to grow. It's the country that has to grow. What is your contribution as an individual within the country? So, like I said, it was established in 1973 with a clear objective. Now, over the years, there have been some scandals within that particular ministry. Now, a ball man from Papa. Now, what makes it mind-boggling this time has to do with the audit report. Last year, 4th Estate, a reveal here, in collaboration with the Auditor General. Now, when he tell you, it will surprise you. We are looking about a tune of 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. Anna IRA at the National Service Authority. Island TV Plus. Begin say you are interested in the story. And whatever the details of Gifty-Oware, so far as at this particular NSS scandal is concerned, no, you remember Island TV Plus. Send your first time you stress like na wa share na wa subscribe na ma fufuro so enye bi ahwe ede amaye. This year, October 13th, Anna, the Attorney General, right, which is Dr. Dominic Ayini Akurutenga, or they call do a ball, Gifty-Oware Mensa. Now, these were the charges here, what they a born. Now, who is Gifty-Oware? Probably your first time one. Anna, what's the idea? On that screen, you say, Ube social media, and so you probably may have encountered her, and I say what she know, most of her videos, and I say most of her speeches on YouTube or any other social media platform. You see, there are challenges with the National Service Authority. In fact, say your video be when you listen to her, you realize back in 2022, in her interview with Bella Mundi on TV3, one of their morning shows, no, or making some statement. Or say oh yeah, national service personnel. Na say you post to eto. And what is TV3 example? TV3. Na say you post to TV3 September. Na say one quote that September. Na say oba December. And then you are looking to get paid after going through all the validation. Na say you are looking to get paid for September and October. According to Gifty-Oware, no, that is not how the system works. And according to her, Ontimi MPU. Well, what was her position? Or a deputy, executive officer. There was a major, and I said there was near na Odinoso, and no, and a BDH. It was a deputy. So that was the positioner Gifty-Oware. Now, these were the charges Attorney General FIA against Gifty-Oware. Now, when you go into our article, like I said, where video, it is going to expand, right, the whole scandal which is involving a Gifty-Oware Mensa. Probably you are interested. Now, these were the charges. Attorney General Edemanu, and I said, or they a born. The first count, in fact, charges were 5 charges, 5 huge charges, all entrenched in the 1992 Constitution. When you go into the criminal offense, and under that, you come across some of the sections, and you read some of the sections to you. Now, the kind of anema a course, so right in that particular scandal, and what we are looking at, right, as a nation, though whatever we are discussing here, alleged, and you have to know that. First one, so the scandal was recorded in between 2021 to 2023. Now, you come back to that, and within this period, about 9,900 ghost names were created, allegedly, by Gifty-Oware Mensa. Now, these were the charges. First charge, is stealing. The second charge was stealing by a person in position of trust. The first one is stealing. Just like or minor chrono, where we are there. And when you go to the Criminal Offence Act, quickly, you'll understand and then appreciate what we are discussing here. When you go to the Criminal Offence Act 1960, right, Act 29. Now, under section 124, it talks about stealing. This is what it says. It defines stealing as first-degree felony. It states, a person who steals commits a criminal offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term of not less than 6 months and not more than 5 years. And this is what the Article 29, Section 124 says about stealing. Now, on Section 140, right, of the same Criminal Offence Act 29, this is what it says. Stealing by a person in position of trust. Now, this is what it says. This is what it says. This addresses aggravated stealing, whether the offender is a public officer or fiduciary. Now, it treats such acts as second-degree felony, punishable up to 10 years imprisonment due to breach of trust. And well, with the first count and the second count, they are all entrenched in the Criminal Offence Act 1960, Act 29, when you read under the various subsections. And here I'm referring to Section 124, and then Section 140 of the Criminal Offence Act. In fact, it didn't end there. These were other charges. Willfully causing financial loss to the state, which is also entrenched in the 1992 Constitution. It doesn't end there. Abuse of office for personal gains. Now, when you look at the first one, the stealing, well, we are talking about creating ghost names. And Gifty, what we have been reading, is we create 9,900 ghost names. Anna, which cost the nation all put together about 38 million Ghana. So this is the quantum of a scandal happening at NSS as far as a Gifty-Oware is concerned. And then the second, well, you sue in a position that is stealing by a person of position of trust. Oh yeah, Penia, you do see and and then you end up as a leader. Now, Fasa Aquaniano, so at the abo or minor chrono, of course, whatever we are discussing here, alleged. That is the second count. And down the third count, willfully causing financial loss to the state. Indeed, knowing very well, say, adeɛ na ɔyɛ no given it is true was wrong. Adeɛ na ɔyɛ no creating fake names say enipa a wɔn exist bi de say me Bedu Thomas probably over Kumasi anuma there about the probability say ubenya 20 Bedu Thomas ewo Kumasi ne less. So more of Bedu Thomas is created. They are giving different identity, more identification card, and other needed document. Makes me fit into the system. That is exactly what happened. Anna, they were getting paid 559. And it is interesting. Say, Onwankasa Munu as a deputy, no, or the Ndinka as beneficiaries. I mean, really, with all what you are giving, as deputy, right? Deputy, no answer. You have to enroll yourself. And I think, it was bad. Now, it didn't end there. Now, the fourth one was money laundering. What is money? What is money laundering? Money laundering. Money laundering. I say, well, when you see but how do I ensure say sikana amenyano? When you see kebi kwambone so. Na emo no me den me hu say and I say me ekwan be so na me fa metimi amesika na aye legit. Enti obefa ekwan bebre bi so na wama sika no a wanya no kwan papa so no aye legit. Enti we sika, for instance, we sika na say me sika. Now this money that I've stolen, I have to make sure say it is legit because say me the banker, well the bank is going to ask me, especially if it is my first time ebia and I'm in the bank in Juma. The bank is going to question me, let's go ready on your free. And this you be say ebia in my answer no me fambo. So fambo the area say akwa ni sika ekra nya genuine. And I say we are going to trace adwuma ben na woye na sika sen na woje bosome and the income cry saying. So when we're able to figure out all these parameters you say sika no, then it is not coming from a legit platform. But then because maybe person may conceal some particular illegal money into, what I will do is I will create a non-existent company. Maybe I'll use a different person document. Now they set up company, Then I'll channel the funds through that particular company. Now they are sourcing different products, right? So products the banner meton whatever proceed that will come, then I will deposit it at the bank. So this time the money initially now it was illegal. Well, now there is a company. The company is offering products. People are buying the product, and payments are being made to the bank account. So it becomes legit. Now this is what money laundering is. And when you go into the Money Laundering Act, right? Anti-Money Laundering Act, 2020 Act 1044. Now this is what it says. Me say this issue on Island TV Plus. You be BM na I am what you say. And all you need to know and what we should be expecting in the next couple of days. Now, in the Anti-Money Laundering Act, this is what it says. That is Act 1044. Section 3 of the Act. This is what it says. Offense of money laundering. This is the core prohibition. It states, a person shall not engage in money laundering. A person commits an offense of money laundering if the person knows or ought to have known that a property is or forms part of the process of unlawful activity, and the person A. converts, transfers, handles, acquires, possesses, uses, administers, or conceals the property. B. enters into an agreement to do any of the act specified in the paragraph A. Or C. assists another person to do any of the act specified in paragraph A. And this is what the Anti-Money Laundering Act, ECA. And I think I've done a perfect job in describing what money laundering is. And these were the cases here. And as a Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Aini Akutinga at the ball a Gifty-Oware. Now the money involved, the quantum of money involved in this scandal is in the tune of 38 million Ghana. That is just Gifty-Oware. Mensa na ene ede ene see ene justice and edinde odrite eye ruling. Now ruling no wa agene eye Gifty-Oware ni case one attorney general a case no e de akọ December 17th eye bosumi e da edimi se to so dun so ana omosan beba aseni biabiem na but ayenti a ode yes ane se opese or expedite process no. You see yet krom ha ana we have seen court cases getting delayed every now and then, and especially with high profile cases like this, it's not a political appointment. Well, say party way and for also there. Then in a way, using some technicalities, na ya delay case no problem say abanfo from beba. Then abanfo from ba na ya squash it. So ya squash case there's a case aye service bi enkwase ya case na enipa no a allegedly wabo man no kro no a obi e ka ho asem e wo man ni mu no na enipa na fa ne ho adi, and we have seen some happen already. So according to this judge, they all can say they are going to expedite this particular case. Just say ye be any man 10 nya fe na ye be delay edi on the 17th of next month ya odi ama eye Gifty-Oware one na lawyer for no. It is enough time for them to prepare for ne witnesses bia obi bia osu say obetimi aboa no e wo case we mu. Now I'm saying this because on October the same month attorney general FRA case against Gifty-Oware on 22nd of October ye frɛ omo court and charges na dey ball ni nyina no kan say oni emu bia for and this uni for there, it means we are going to court. And the yebedi asem no court, and that is why a court which is led by Justice Odrite Ediama omo say on 17th of December omo angada obi biara Gifty-Oware and then lawyers say obetimi abo omo in their defense, because already she has pleaded not guilty to all the count. And the obiara otu say obeboa no e wa dansi die mu no omonfa saa akwanya and prepare if it says ye nya started there and ye kon tel enya afi na ye be delay na ne case e ba ye no edusu ne sre ene abasa obia on social media akabi. And you might be wondering again, who is this particular lady? And motivation speeches akese wama on social media platforms on YouTube and other platforms. Let's listen to Gifty-Oware. Some of and I say the videos nibi on social media at the time when the government was in power.
Okay. So we have a 3-layer orientation to make sure that our national service personnel are very well equipped with all the details they need. And if you check, our website is one of the most busiest. As national service bosses, we are one of the most accessed. And we try as much as we can to give all the data out. So national service really, for every month, starts from the 15th of the month in review and ends on the 15th month in review.
Okay.
So now, as we are in June now, but at national service, we are still in May. So my May ends on the 15th of June.
Okay.
And there's not been any month that we've not paid them before this time.
So you've paid even up until May?
We've paid up until, no, we've paid up until, yeah.
Okay,
we are in May in the earlier national service, so we've paid up until April. And now, all the issues of non-payment are just creation of the same people who have not been paid.
It is their fault?
Their fault and not ours. So for instance, Bella, every month, I'm supposed to, as a national service personnel, this is my registration. I come to pick I go online to pick wherever I've been posted to. Mine is to go to the place I've been posted so I can use TV3. So the HR of TV3 will sign up for me and now endorse that I have been accepted at TV3. Then I come back to national service to be validated. Okay. Now, after the validation, that is when commencement of your service begins. So if, for instance, I was posted, waited till November, to take my details there, how do I expect to be paid for September? So somebody would say, I had not been paid for October. The person's validation started in December. But the person is expecting that I should sit at national service and assume that that person maybe somewhere September was working. I can't do that.
I completed the elections knowing so well that MPP was going to win, no doubt, because the people were struggling. But I knew that as a young woman, I would get the position of being able to change the lives of the people. I love youth. Then I went to national service. It has never been easy because even in there, the first time we went there, they said, which kids have His Excellency brought to us to come and manage us? But every day of my life, I walk through the day making them take back the words they said because I bring motivation to them, the old, because we are bringing innovations.
Anyway, Gifty-Oware. And probably we hear video no wahuno. And ono ana ne nsem waba ene social ne media no. E ade amanfo e wo ho interest papa because Ghanaians feel say we have been taken for granted for a very long time. Adentina amemu mpedufo no allegedly ebi edisika na ye ba na abaya asem no wonwunan because again there is some perceived corruption, and of course as I'm making when you check your previous Afro barometer, Ghana for any gidie e we judges mu biem, and there have been instances here. I mean, we know here justified. There was a time Anas did a documentary. Some judges were seen to have received bribes. Any other enti, and not just any penny gidie sa enti corruption case we know eba you know. People are really following it now. A test case at the current government say whether they are going to win the trust of Ghanaians or not. It depends on some of these corruption scandals, especially with the NSS scandal. No? Island TV Plus. So your first time again. Obe subscribe it. Now share. Now like the video. Now for front so and you be here. Well, we will give you all the updates as when new information regarding Gifty-Oware the case ebe on food ya kramo.